Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Carte. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Carte. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a experiment for us today. I am going to try to recreate this sun catcher. I may paint white on the back, but I'm going to begin by trying to remove the Sharpie that's already on there. I have some Podge paint. Got it on clearance, always. But I don't think I have, and then I have this that's for plastic paint. I'm not sure that I need any black, but we'll see. But I've got these other paints that don't cover great. Right, here's a Mod Podge paint. So I could make some more of these paints, right? These colors. Like I need a green. I could do that. And just make it myself. All you do is mix paint with Mod Podge and then you come up with something like this. This is where you've seen them paint the inside of jars and then put it in an oven, and then they can put dry things. You can't put wet stuff on it. So I thought that might be a good application for this particular project. We'll have to see. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to put just dabs and dribbles. I've got it on this towel for my surface here, but just to see if it'll come off. If it doesn't, then we'll back up and punt a little bit. I can see it already moving though. Look at that. I've got a couple Q-tips over here that we'll use. So it didn't really cover well. I think the directions told us to use Sharpie, and I tried it and I went over it again and all the jazz. But I want to do something, and I may paint the white on the back just so that you can see the colors. It's supposed to be transparent, but we'll see. We'll see what we do to it. Yeah, you can see the colors are already moving. All right. Got it flooded pretty well. We'll take our Q-tips and just start going in our areas. And this is just a crafting towel, so it's going to get on there. Not really concerned. I'm really just trying to get off the old color so that I can put new color on there. Something that'll work in our end project. You may even just dump all this in the trash can. All that, I might just do that. I'm going to need a little bit more. I'm going to let it soak for just a little bit. And then dump it and then see how much color is left behind. Maybe just in the nooks and crannies, maybe. We'll have to see. All right, we'll let it set and then we see what we have. All right, I'm going to start with the paints that I have and then kind of go from there. Let's see if this is going to work before I go mixing up a whole bunch of other colors and paints. Let's just give it a go. This says that it is red. So we will start right here. All right. See what we got in here. All right. Let's see what this is going to look like. Alright, I think we will stop right there. Let this all dry and see what it looks like when it dries, and see if we want to keep on adding this paint. This one was pretty tough. I hope the other ones aren't like that. Oh, okay. We are making progress. That's what it looks like so far. I'm now going to put yellow on these bows. If my yellow will work, we'll see here in just a second. They've all been sealed, but that brown was in pretty bad shape. Let's see what the yellow looks like. All right. Oh, it looks like the red, which is much better than the brown. So let's see what we can get done with this. It does leave your fingers pretty sticky if you get it on your fingers. All right. right, we've made great progress. I'm just about done. This is a mixture of paint and Mod Podge. And I think I may have faux pas because I didn't have every color I wanted, so I made some colors, green being one of them. And you can kind of see as I try to variegate the green colors, I added white. I do have to clean up the stained glass black areas. Hopefully that won't be hard. Because I did real good with the yellow, green, and brown. But these that I made myself, it's just so much thicker that it doesn't move quite the same way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it all painted, then let it dry overnight. So got a good bit of humidity here again, but we'll let it dry and then we will clean this up. But what I think I'm going to have to do is, by putting the white in there, I took it from being a stained glass look to an opaque. So I'm going to have to go back and do something with my yellows and browns and reds. So we'll see exactly what that means as we make our way over to doing that. All right, there it is. I will let it dry, get good and dry, and then I will come back in and burnish off the paint off the black lines, and then we'll seal it, and then we'll be done. How about that? Not quite what I pictured when I first started, but pleased with how it is turning out. All right, it's drying time. All right, we're all dry, and I do like how these have come out, but I do need to redefine the black lines, especially in here with this light green color. You see with and without lining it. I'm just going to take a Sharpie. I wouldn't be able to spray a clear finish on it. I would definitely have to use a Liquitex, or the Sharpie would just go away. So I am going to, number one, I want a little bit more for my bow, so I'm going to put this little glitter paint on it. And then I want to work on the black lines. It'll be a little bit tedious, but I think it needs this final little touch to just be that ooh la la moment, right? Make it just the way we want it to look. This is brand new, so let's go ahead and get this opened. And I think I will use probably a smaller brush so I can get in the nooks and crannies. This looks to be very right. Now it's just time to let it dry and hope that we don't have any bad chemical reactions between what we've got on there and our Liquitex varnish. Usually this is the safest varnish to use, right, versus like a clear spray. I think it'll be fine, but we'll know when it dries. All right, drying time, as always. Here we go, let's let it dry. All right, it is just about dry. There's just a few little cloudy areas, but for the most part it is dry. But I want it to completely cure, so I am going to just make a hanger for it, and then I may end up putting a tassel on it, but I don't want to do that until I know it's completely cured. So we're going to do maybe like an 1/8 go a little bit past, because this stuff likes to ravel, so I tend to put knots at either end. I'm going to put it way at the end because I probably will trim these off because that one didn't tie quite nicely. But what I'll do is just string it through. That way it's there and I don't forget to do it before I give it away. But I think it would look quite nice. I might even go with a raffia, but we're going to do this right now so that way I can hang it up and let it dry. And then what I'm going to do is give a tie here at the very end and then cut both of those knots off. It's just that little foily piece likes to come loose. So there we are. And I'll cut it way up here. And there we are. Go ahead and put a knot in this so I don't forget. See how it's already coming undone. So we'll put this, that way it stays together until we want to use it again. Alright, so just as a recap, we took an older sun catcher that we had. I got all the colors off of it. Then I had several of these Mod Podge sheer paints, but I didn't have enough colors, right? So then I went in, and for the greens, I went in and I made those. The mistake I made is that I added white, and then I went ahead and added Mod Podge to those little pots. Remember, it grew and went all over the pot. Anyways, let's move on. If I ever were to do that again, I would just go ahead and try to find these, and if I have to order them online. I couldn't find any locally to do a true sun catcher because I kind of lost that transparency. I still like the way it came out. I think it'll be a nice addition to a Christmas decoration. So there you go. We sealed it. I ended up putting 2 coats of varnish. It had got completely clear, and then I added this, and that's where we still have just a little bit of cloudiness to it. But again, we've had rain showers here, so not surprised that I'm seeing it not dry as fast as it did the first time. You know, I think I am going to go ahead and just change my mind on this. I think it's a little more rustic than this with the gold foil on it. Let's go ahead and use one of these. Yeah, I like this better, right? Pulls out the color of the pine cones. And then what we'll do is, once it dries, we probably will create a little bow to put on it. I've got some small ones back here, but it needs a little bit bigger, being a larger project. So let's go ahead and do this again. It's just a slip knot, and then tie off the ends so that you can hang it. And then if the recipient doesn't want to hang it like this, maybe they want to just put like a hook with a suction cup, you can cut this right off. Be no big deal. All right, okay, now I think we're good. Okay. And yep, we're good. All right, now we're done. Let me lift it up to you. I am trying to hold it by the edges just so that I can not leave any fingerprints on it, but you can see it's shiny now. All right, we've got that glitter going. All right, our Christmas words will dry and they'll be clear. I just think it turned out pretty nice. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like it, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting. All right, I'm gonna let this set, and once it's dried clear, then I'll take some final pictures for you. All right, y'all, thank you for joining, and we'll see you soon.